The news broke yesterday that Amazon is shutting down Anime Strike, their legendarily poorly conceived and poorly run double paywalled anime streaming service. And part of me is really happy about this. I'm proud that my video from early last year got the ball rolling on a conversation that made a demonstrable, positive change for the better in the Western anime market. I mean, it was mainly standard market forces at play. Very few people wanted to pay twice just to watch Amazon's handful of exclusives, and they couldn't economically justify keeping the channel running as a separate thing. But look, just let me have this, okay? I'm a YouTuber. I need to feel important. Anime Strike was a mess. Aside from the double paywall, they had problems just getting their so-called simulcasts up on time, and they didn't do a very good job promoting their exclusives at all. Whatever audiences Inuyashiki, Made in Abyss, Recreators, Hosoke no Kuni, Just Because, and Princess Principal managed to build came down entirely to fan passion. Which is kinda crazy because Amazon had a bunch of shows that, with a slight marketing push on a slightly less shitty service, should easily have become monster hits. I mean, hell, they had the sequels to Umaru-chan, Saikano, and Danmachi. Those should have been huge. And don't even get me started with Rage of Bahamut's bad luck with streaming platforms over the years. Yeesh. Anime Strike was bad for the shows on the platform, bad for the community watching them, and just kinda awful in general. Like I said, a big part of me is glad they're gone. But another part of me is kind of disappointed in this outcome, for two reasons. Firstly, I really wish that Amazon had shut down Twitch instead. I mean, I like Twitch, but think of how much better the pun in this title would work if they'd done that. Real missed opportunity for memes there, Amazon. You're letting the whole internet down. Secondly, though, it kind of sucks that a big streaming platform is now taking a step back from the anime community, instead of reevaluating and improving themselves. Anime Strike may have been horribly bungled, but the fact that it existed at all was proof positive that big companies saw the anime community as a viable market. Anime Strike's failure kinda throws that into question. Old Anime Strike exclusives will be available on Amazon Prime, which is good news for anyone looking to stream Akira or Paprika or Tokyo Godfathers, and especially for anyone who missed out on incredible series like Made in Abyss, Recreators, and Land of the Lustrous, which I didn't like initially, but I'm planning to binge now that it's done over the last year. But they're not picking up any new series for winter 2018. At least none that have been confirmed. 4 series, Beatless, Killing Bites, After the Rain, and Kokoku Moment by Moment, are assumed to be going to them because of their previous deals with the Animeism and Noitamina blocks, but they haven't made any official announcements about it yet, and with Anime Strike dead, the status of those shows seems to be up in the air. At the very least, I wouldn't expect them to improve their lackluster scheduling up to this point, and even if they do air exclusive new anime moving forward, without a dedicated place to put it or a proven audience, they might take a page out of Netflix's book and just not do simulcasts anymore, which would be a big step backwards. Now, I know Netflix is simulcasting Violet Evergarden in some places this year, and I'm very happy about that, but it mostly comes down to KyoAni's smart production schedule rather than a change on Netflix's part. The show is close to done already, which makes it easier for Netflix to dub before they release it, and that doesn't mean that they're going to do it for other shows. But I digress. My point is, don't expect to get your simulcast fix on Amazon Prime now. Not that you would really want to, because let me tell you, as a Canadian who has been forced to watch anime through Amazon Prime's UI for the last year, Anime Strike kinda sounds like a dream by comparison. Amazon Prime is not geared toward creating a user-friendly interface for Western otaku. Their anime catalog titles are poorly categorized and tagged and even harder to find. For the first few weeks they were airing, Inuyashiki, Just Because, Umaru-chan R, and Land of the Lustrous weren't listed under anime, so the only way to find them was to search for their exact titles. Searching anime does bring them up now, but it also brings up this fucking bullshit. And I've also seen it bring up Heroes, CSI, Parks and Rec, and the Will Smith movie 7 Pounds for some reason. I guess the Smiths are just anime now. It's a real headache to watch these on their console app, and adding them to your watch list doesn't help because that button just straight up doesn't work half the time on PC. And their subtitle options are all kinda hard to read due to the choice to use drop shadows rather than a stroke around them. There are a lot of things that Amazon Prime could do to improve the service for anime fans, is what I'm saying. Though tearing down that strike paywall is a good step in the right direction. That said, it's also not a good thing that there's now less competition in the anime streaming market. By its very existence, Anime Strike forced Crunchyroll to implement an offline viewing mode for shows on their service, something that fans had been requesting for years. Crunchyroll might have rolled out the feature eventually, but Amazon lit a fire. See what I did there? Philistines. They lit a fire under Crunchyroll's ass and forced them to improve quickly. Competition is necessary in any market, especially one as young as Western anime streaming. And while the existence of piracy does inherently force these platforms to stay on their toes, there's nothing quite like seeing an 800-pound gorilla like Amazon move into your territory to inspire a bit of innovation. With Amazon bowing out and Netflix mostly continuing to suck, that takes a lot of pressure off Crunchyroll and their partner Funimation. I expect that they'll continue to improve because I know the people who work there and I know that they want to, but now they're free to do it at their own pace, and that's not the best for consumers. But I don't want to rain on everyone's parade in this video. On the whole, the death of Anime Strike is good news. Amazon stepping back leaves a hole in the market that a competing platform can fill, and Hidive is becoming a more compelling option with each passing day. Not only do they have a really solid back catalog of classic anime exclusives like freaking Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Holy shit, yes! Sorry, lost a bit of my composure there. Not only do they have that going for them, they're also by far the best of any streaming platform when it comes to picking up OVAs. They've got a lot of really good ones on there, from follow-ups to popular series like Chunibyo to Gunbuster and Patlabor. It also seems like Sentai Filmworks is now positioning them as their streaming service of choice, meaning they're getting Sentai's dubs and simulcast shows that would have once been exclusive to Amazon Prime. Out of Sentai's licenses, every platform is getting Pop Team Epic, which I think we can all agree is a good thing all around, but so far Hidive is the only platform that's announced they'll be streaming Mitsuboshi Colors, Takunomi, Dame Pri Anime Caravan, or possibly Dame Pri Anime Caravan. I'm actually not sure. Because it could be Dame Prince. I think it's supposed to be Dames and Princes, whatever. And the Seven Heavenly Virtues, which shouldn't be confused with Netflix's own Nanatsu no Taizai. Not to mention Hakume and Mikochi, a show about cute fairies doing cute things based on a manga that's really good and has amazing artwork, which I think could be a sleeper hit of the season. Now, not everything has been announced yet, so if any of these come to other platforms or Hidive picks up any other exclusives, I'll update the description of this video to reflect that. They also have a rapidly growing catalog of former Anime Strike exclusives, and even more of them in Canada, and their subscription service is just $3.99 a month. Their UI is gorgeous, their player is really nice, and they offer a ton of shows absolutely free. So if you want to watch Glasslip, what's wrong with you? That said, they also have actually good free shows like Gatchaman Crowds and Flying Witch, link in the doobly-doo. Point is, Hidive is doing a lot right, even though they're still in beta. And before anyone asks, no, I'm not sponsored by them. Not yet, anyway. I just think that they're doing a good thing and I want to support them. Although if I do get a referral link in the future, I will post that down in the doobly-doo. If you're looking for a place to watch the shows Crunchyroll doesn't get, Hidive will probably be the way to go moving forward. I know that it's not ideal to have to pay for more than one service to watch all the anime, but Hidive is pretty cheap, especially compared to Anime Strike. And I hope they grow and acquire more licenses because a healthy competition between them and Crunchyroll is going to be really good for all of us in the long term. I can't say for absolute certain that it's a net positive that Anime Strike is dead and gone now, but outside of them actually, improving, this seems like the best possible outcome for their terrible business practices. Maybe Amazon Prime will improve in their stead. Hopefully, Hidive will supplant them, and by competing against Crunchyroll, make the Western anime market healthier than ever before, while keeping it in control of people who actually care about anime. Only time will tell, but on the whole, I feel like things are looking up. If you agree or disagree with me, let me know what your hopes and predictions are for the future of anime streaming in the comments below. And while you're at it, I sure would appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and do all that other good stuff that helps the channel out. Also, consider supporting me on Patreon, like all of these lovely human beings. It really helps to keep the channel going by allowing me to pay editors like Lachlan, the pedantic romantic, who worked tirelessly to help crank this video out for me after the anime strike news broke. If you want a bit of perspective on the history of this problem, click here for my first video about anime strike, or click here for my recent video about how we can keep classic anime alive in the age of simulcasts. And don't forget to subscribe to my second channel for my podcast, The Weebcast, and other fun stuff. I'm Geoff Thew, professional shitbag, signing out from my mother's basement.